Hello, welcome to my channel, Leah Decodes. You know that feeling when you catch her glance across the room and for a split second, the world seems to pause. That is not coincidence. That is her mind sending signals she will never say out loud. Most men are blind to these subtle codes, dismissing them as friendliness or innocent curiosity. But the truth is far more intoxicating and dangerous if you don't recognize it. Women are wired to communicate attraction in ways that bypass logic. Her eyes, her laughter, the way she touches her hair when you're near, these are not random. These are carefully guarded invitations to notice her desire, and yet men often overlook them, trapped by overthinking or the fear of rejection. What I'm about to tell you will pull back the veil. You will see what she's hiding behind her polite smiles and why ignoring these signals could cost you what you secretly want most. The first hidden sign is almost invisible unless you know what to look for. She mirrors your body language. Every tilt of your head, every subtle gesture, she unconsciously copies. It's not mimicry, it's chemistry in motion. When a woman mirrors you, it's a psychological reflex that indicates deep attraction, a subconscious way of saying, I want to connect with you. But it goes deeper than simple imitation. Her posture, the way she leans in slightly when you speak, her feet pointing toward you when she's in a group, these are secret admissions of interest. Most men miss this entirely because they are too focused on words. Words are loud. Signals like these whisper. Then there's the frequency of her presence. She shows up where you are intentionally or not. If she randomly appears in your circle of friends, comments on your social media, or finds excuses to cross paths with you, it's no accident. Some men write this off as coincidence, or worse, manipulate their perception to assume she's just friendly, but her subconscious is drawing her toward you. It's not about convenience, it's about desire. Every small effort to be near you carries an unspoken message. She craves your attention and she hopes you'll notice. The third sign is how she communicates when words are scarce. Look for subtle touches, playful nudges, or the way her voice softens when she speaks to you. These small cues are her way of testing your receptivity. Women are masters of indirect communication. They feel safer expressing desire without vulnerability. If she's initiating light contact, laughing at your jokes more than anyone else's, or maintaining unusually long eye contact, she's revealing a secret she won't say outright. These are the breadcrumbs leading you into her hidden world of desire. But perhaps the most overlooked signal is emotional investment. Notice if she remembers tiny details about your life, your favorite coffee, the joke you made 2 months ago, the song that always makes you nostalgic. Women don't do this casually. She is paying attention because you occupy her mind more than she admits, and when her laughter turns into a soft, lingering smile, when her teasing becomes personal and pointed at you specifically, that's a line being crossed from casual interest into craving. She's not just enjoying your company. She's drawn to you in a way that she may not fully even understand herself. The reality is this: attraction is rarely spoken. It is signaled in glances, touches, gestures, and subtle behaviors. And the men who can decode these messages step into a world most men never even know exists. Understanding these hidden signs is not about manipulation. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing the secret language of desire and meeting it with confidence, because if you ignore them, someone else won't. Now let's dive into the signals she hides even from herself, the ones that scream desire without a single word. These are the signs most men completely miss because they're too busy waiting for her to say it. But desire isn't polite. It doesn't ask for permission. And when a woman secretly craves you, her behavior becomes magnetic, impossible to ignore once you know what to look for. The first of these hidden signals is subtle jealousy. She will never admit it, and she might even laugh it off if you notice. But watch closely. When other women are around, she becomes more attentive to your words, slightly sharper in her humor, a touch more daring in her smiles. She doesn't have to say she's jealous. It radiates from her posture, the way her eyes track you, the way she leans in just a little more when you laugh at someone else's joke. This is the silent language of desire. Men often dismiss it as overreaction or she's just competitive. But in reality, she's trying to stake her claim in a world where vulnerability is dangerous. Next is the intensity of her attention. You'll notice it in small but telling ways. She asks personal questions, digs into your thoughts, remembers details no one else would care about. This isn't curiosity, it's fascination. She wants to understand you completely because the more she knows, the more she can feel connected. Even if she's afraid to admit it, this attention is not casual, it's intentional. Every time she laughs at your quirks or pauses to listen to your story longer than normal, she's testing the waters, signaling, I want to be closer to you. Then there's the playful challenge. Women who secretly crave a man will often create minor obstacles, tease you, or act slightly aloof, not out of cruelty, but out of instinct. She wants to see if you're worth the chase. If she subtly withdraws attention after you engage her, then gives it again. She's signaling her attraction while protecting her heart. It's a delicate dance. The push and pull creates tension that draws her closer psychologically, even if she pretends to remain detached. The men who panic, misread, or retreat miss the opportunity entirely. The men who respond with calm confidence step into the realm of irresistible. Another sign is physical pining. Small adjustments that seem automatic but reveal intent. She smooths her hair when you notice her, tilts her head when laughing at your jokes, or subtly exposes gestures of comfort around you, like leaning in while crossing her arms loosely. These actions are instinctive but deliberate in effect. They're her body speaking in a language most men don't understand. It's a secret code that screams, I am drawn to you, but you have to see it. And finally, the ultimate hidden sign is emotional resonance. She mirrors your moods, feels your energy, and reacts intensely to your presence. If you're happy, she seems brighter. If you're quiet, she senses it and leans in. This unconscious synchronization is an unspoken confession of desire. It's not about friendship. It's about being psychologically and emotionally tethered to you in ways that defy logic. Recognizing these signals is transformative. They are not always obvious, but when you learn to see them, you step into a world where her attraction becomes undeniable. Most men never see it. They wait for words. They wait for confessions. They wait for a sign that will never come in the form they expect. But desire is in motion, in whispers and glances, in the subtle ways she moves closer without thinking. If you miss this, you miss everything. Now we reach the level most men never even suspect exists. The hidden behaviors that reveal she's not just interested, but quietly, powerfully drawn to you. These are the moments when her craving becomes almost impossible to hide if you know how to see them. The first sign is how she invests her energy in you, even in silence. Have you noticed how she seems to make the small things bigger for you? A text that's slightly longer than necessary, a joke that seems to land just for you, a memory she brings up that only you would understand. This is not casual attention. It's a subtle declaration of her focus, her mind lingering on you when it could be anywhere else. When a woman secretly craves a man, every action, even the smallest, becomes a tool to connect, to influence, to be remembered. Next, watch for her timing. She'll reach out at moments that seem random, but they are far from it. She texts when she knows you're free, laughs at your social media posts minutes after you post them, and appears in places that she could avoid without consequence, This is a quiet orchestration, a pattern of intentional presence that signals her mind is occupied with you more than she allows herself to admit. Most men miss it because they assume coincidence, but there's nothing coincidental about desire that she dares not voice. Then comes the fascination with your personal world. She asks questions that dig deeper than small talk, probing your values, your fears, even your regrets. She isn't just curious. She's creating a mental map of who you are, building an emotional connection layer by layer. And if she laughs or reacts unusually when you reveal something personal, it's because she feels a pull she's trying to suppress. She's measuring how close she can get without overstepping, testing the boundaries of emotional intimacy and secretly hoping you'll meet her halfway. Her reactions to your attention or the lack of it are another clear sign. If you acknowledge her, she seems to glow, subtly shifts closer or mirrors your enthusiasm. If you pull back, she hesitates, lingers, or finds indirect ways to regain your focus. This push and pull isn't manipulation, it's instinctive. It's her way of gauging your interest while hiding her own vulnerability. A woman secretly craving you will navigate these dynamics carefully because desire is thrilling but also frightening. Finally, observe her subtle attempts at physical closeness. It may be a light touch on your arm, brushing against your shoulder, or even leaning in slightly when she laughs. These touches are almost always unconscious, yet deliberate in effect. They signal comfort, attraction, and a desire for intimacy without risking direct exposure. And the intensity with which she maintains eye contact, lingering, searching, almost challenging, is often the clearest confession she'll ever make. Men who ignore this are blind. Men who understand it unlock a deeper level of connection that feels electric. These behaviors combined create a pattern that cannot be accidental. When a woman secretly craves you, it's visible in how she structures her attention, her timing, her curiosity, and her subtle physical cues. It's a constellation of signals that, if decoded, reveal a magnetic attraction she may not even fully comprehend herself. The truth is, desire rarely comes wrapped in words. Most men wait for confessions, for bold statements, for obvious gestures. And in doing so, they miss the quiet, consistent signals of attraction that women often hide behind shyness, fear, or social restraint. But when you learn to recognize them, you step into a space most men never access, a space where attraction is palpable, undeniable, and entirely within your grasp. Now we reach the stage where her desire becomes almost impossible to ignore, where the signs are no longer subtle whispers, but a quiet electric tension that hangs in the air whenever you're near. This is the level where a woman doesn't just like you. She's drawn to you in ways she may not even fully understand, and she's craving something more without saying it. The first of these signs is the way she mirrors not just your actions, but your energy. If you're calm, she slows down. If you're animated, she matches your pace. This isn't imitation. It's emotional resonance, a deep instinctive alignment that happens only when she's invested. Most men overlook this, but it's one of the strongest subconscious indicators of attraction. When a woman is silently drawn to you, her emotions begin to orbit around yours, reflecting, amplifying, and responding in ways that feel magnetic, even hypnotic. Next, watch how she reacts when you talk about other women. Even a casual mention of someone else's charm or a flirtatious interaction can trigger subtle tension. She may bite her lip, tilt her head, or shift her posture slightly. This is not insecurity, it's desire. She's sending signals that she wants to be your focus, that her craving is specific to you and cannot be distracted. Men often dismiss this as overreaction, but in reality, it's a primal way her body and mind express what words cannot. Then there's her laughter, the kind that lingers longer around you, softer at times, teasing at others, always layered with attention. It's not just about humor, it's a vehicle for connection. When a woman secretly craves you, her laughter becomes a subtle form of seduction. It's an invitation wrapped in playfulness, testing your receptivity while revealing her interest without a single word. The longer she maintains this dynamic, the deeper the signal because it's tied to her emotional and psychological engagement with you. Another almost imperceptible sign is the way she tests boundaries, but gently. She may comment on personal things, joke about intimacy, or lean in closer in group settings, just enough to provoke a reaction. She's not seeking confrontation, she's searching for permission. This is her way of quietly gauging your interest while expressing hers. Men who recognize this can respond with confidence and draw her closer. Men who miss it see nothing and remain oblivious. Finally, there's the rare but unmistakable sign. The way she remembers and references moments that seemed insignificant. A throwaway comment you made weeks ago. A detail you didn't think she noticed. A joke you laughed at in passing. She brings them back with precision. This is her subconscious, proving she's thinking about you constantly, mentally revisiting interactions because she craves your attention and connection. It's the silent obsession that is the clearest marker of hidden desire, the proof that her mind is occupied with you far more than she admits. Understanding these signs changes everything. Most men wait for declarations, ignoring the subtle orchestra of attention, energy, and longing that plays out every day. But when you see it, when you feel it, you can step into a space where her craving becomes mutual, where connection transforms into magnetic attraction. Recognizing this hidden language is not about manipulation. It's about awareness, about decoding the signals she cannot openly express, and about responding in a way that aligns with her unspoken desire. Now we reach the point every man wants to understand, the unmistakable signs that she doesn't just like you. She's quietly obsessed with you, craving your attention, your presence, and your energy in ways she can barely admit, even to herself. These are the behaviors that separate casual interest from a deep magnetic attraction that few men ever notice. The first and most powerful of these signals is the way she anticipates you. She seems to know what you need before you say it. Maybe it's bringing up a topic you mentioned liking, sending a song that reminded her of you, or asking about a challenge she knows you're facing. This isn't coincidence. It's her mind and heart paying attention, building a mental connection, and silently expressing desire. A woman who secretly craves you will intuitively align with your world, proving her interest without ever saying a word. Next is the intensity of her presence. When she's around you, everything changes. Her focus sharpens. Her gestures become more intentional. Her energy shifts to match yours. Even when you think she's casual or indifferent, her body, her eyes, and her expressions betray her fascination. It's in the way she leans slightly forward, the way her gaze follows you unconsciously, and the way small touches seem to happen by accident. These are not random. They are her secret invitations to closeness, a magnetic pull she hopes you will respond to. Then there's the way she remembers every nuance of your interactions, the small details you barely noticed, your favorite coffee, an offhand joke, a story you shared months ago. She recalls effortlessly. This isn't casual memory, it's obsession. She keeps mental notes of what makes you smile, what sparks your curiosity, and what earns your attention. This quiet attention is her way of communicating desire, signaling that you occupy her mind more than she lets on. Another unmistakable sign is the way she subtly challenges you. She tests your reactions, your confidence, your boundaries, not to push you away, but to see if you're willing to meet her desire halfway. This push and pull is intoxicating because it's a psychological dance. She wants to see if you recognize her hidden signals. If you respond with awareness and confidence, if you can decode the attraction, she cannot speak aloud. Men who understand this step into a level of connection that feels electric and irresistible. Finally, there's the almost imperceptible but undeniable sign, her emotional resonance with you. She laughs when you laugh, softens when you're quiet, mirrors your moods, and reacts intensely to your energy. Her attention, her care, her subtle movements, all of it aligns with yours. She doesn't just want to be near you physically, she wants to inhabit your emotional and psychological space. This is the ultimate indicator of secret craving, the proof that her attraction is deep, instinctive, and persistent. Recognizing these signs transforms how you approach women. Most men wait for words, for declarations, for obvious gestures, and miss the subtle, powerful language of desire that women speak without realizing it. When you can read these signals, you unlock a new level of connection, a space where attraction is undeniable, magnetic, and almost hypnotic. The woman who secretly craves you is already sending you breadcrumbs. Your awareness and confidence are the bridge that turns subtle desire into real intimacy. Now, here's a question for you. If she mirrors your energy 80% of the time, tests your boundaries 60%, and remembers 90% of your small details, how intensely is she craving you on a scale of 100? Comment your answer below. Like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to hear this. This video is for educational and self-improvement purposes.